This is history in the making, guys, and I'm not even exaggerating. Today is a monumental day because it marks the first time ever we have a next-gen Piston Cup pit crew. And of course, it is all starting with a Igniter for Jackson Storm. And today we have the brand new 2-pack to review featuring Laura Spinwell and Ray Reverham, the next-gen Igniter Pitty and crew chief respectively. And just to give you a brief preface, Ray Reverham is voiced by the famous crew chief in real life, Ray Evernham. So we're going to talk a little bit about that later. But without any further ado, let's just dive right into it. So yeah, guys, welcome back to another diecast presentation on the Disney Docket channel. So pumped for this one. I think it is probably the best release of the year. It's a 2-pack. Both of the cars are new, and they both have been highly anticipated since the moment one of the Cars 3 trailers dropped and we saw them in there. So this is really, a long time in the making. I'm really excited to take a look here and see what they have to offer, because I know Ray Reverham was actually supposed to be released a long, long time ago, but he got pushed back. So thankfully here he finally is. This 2-pack came out of the 2-pack unboxing case T, which I'll link in the description below and card suggestion pop up in the top right hand corner. That was a fun case to unbox. There was some other interesting stuff in there, as you can see with that Mater and Fillmore 2-pack in the background there. So yeah, definitely check out that video to learn more about that. But this 2-pack is the only 2-pack of the year with 2 new releases. Technically, it's in the Copper Canyon series. You can tell by that little cactus up there. I love the artwork here. You got Laura there and then Ray. Very, very nice. On the back here, you have Copper Canyon Speedway written out with the cactus. And there's Chris Revstopski, who I actually have right here. I'm ready to compare her to Ray, although she's got the wrong flag on my diecast. But yeah, that is at the Copper Canyon Speedway, showing the fan stand. The race for the Piston Cup introduces a new competitor, next-gen racer Jackson Storm. La Carrera de la Copa Pistón le da la bienvenida a un nuevo competidor. El corredor de la siguiente generación, Jackson Storm. Nice. I love Spanish. We got Speedy Comet here and Parker Brixton. So that was another 2-pack that's been released in this series for Blinker and then Tuocola. So yeah, that is all for the packaging. I'll be right back with these great releases opened up. Okay, so we got Laura and Ray opened up and they look great. My first impression was how heavy Laura actually is. She's probably the heaviest Pitty Mattel has ever released. She's also one of the biggest Pitties Mattel has ever released, besides like Muggsy Lifsum or Brian Fuel. I feel like I've been a little dramatic lately. I've been like, this is the clearest decal ever. This is the best case ever. This is the heaviest Pitty ever. But seriously though, this one actually might be true when I say it's the heaviest Pitty ever, because Sweet Tea here is half the weight, in my opinion, pretty much half the weight of Laura. Same thing with Guido, probably even a little bit more than that. Like, she has got some thickness to her, and I like that. So yeah, Laura's nice, Ray's nice, and just to show a couple images of them on the screen there, obviously Ray appeared a couple times since he had a few voice lines, actually. It's not often that we review cars who spoke in the movie these days. It's actually kind of sad, but, it's refreshing, to review a car that had a part in the movie. It means something. It actually kind of feels good. Not that I don't like background characters, but main characters are nice too, or supporting characters in the cast as well. But yeah, speaking of cast, Mike Joy played this Mike Joyride guy in Cars 3, who was an announcer or like more of a host of a radio show that just played after McQueen's crash. And so the car never physically appeared in the movie. Like, Mike Joyride never appeared, but Mike Joy voiced him. So that was just one of the many cameos in Cars 3. Of course, you had the racers, Bubba Wallace, Bubba Wheelhouse, Chase Aislett, all that stuff. But The one that we're going to focus on today is obviously Ray Evernham voicing Ray Reverham. I like that conversion of the name there. But essentially, from what I understand, Ray Evernham in real life had a lot to do with Hendricks Racing, and he was a crew chief. And so my NASCAR people, you guys probably know more than I do. So please let me know in the comments below, because I'm not that well versed in that kind of stuff. But anyway, we're going to start with Laura here. I like the smiling expression. She looks really nice with those blue eyes. A little fuzzy around the eyelid, but that's Thailand for you. She's got a nice little fork here. Nice sturdy plastic, very hard plastic. With the bolt gun, the drill gun here. I like how they painted it yellow. They could have easily just left it like one color and not painted it like they do with many things, but they actually painted that part yellow. So that looks good. Just to compare it to like another paint gun holder here, we got one of the Nitro-8 pitties that is pretty much like almost the exact same like from Cars 1. You know, it's a wider pitty and he's clenching the drill gun. Except in this case, it's like gray and white versus black and yellow. And also everything's a little bit bigger for Laura. You know, bigger gun, fork's a little bit thicker, got some more girth to it. Yeah, it's interesting to see how the pitties have evolved over time. I don't know why. It's just interesting. This pitty is just so strange to me. Like, it's just so squared off, whereas I'm used to them being a little bit more rounded. It's going to take a while for me to get used to these pitties. But anyway, she's got a plastic hat, as most pitties do. Well, I don't know. I feel like a lot of them do. Not this one. Not Guido. But Sweet Tea does. And, like, the World Grand Prix pitties do as well. So it's probably where they're going in the future. So you have the 2.0 Storm, like Hurricane logo there, which looks good. Same thing over here, just a little bit larger. You got the gray windows. I like these wheels a lot. You got a faint blue trim, just subtle, but it gets the job done, and I like it. N23A means he was made in the 23rd week of 2020 at the A Factory. One rivet. So yeah, he's very squared off, or she is, my bad. Just an odd shape for a pitty. Like I said, I'm going to have to take a while to get used to it. But, you know, it rolls nice, looks good, feels good. Like you're getting something worth your money. Because obviously they didn't include the tool carts or tires like they tend to do with a lot of pitties. But, you know, usually when they're in 2-packs, they only have the tool chest and not the tires. So maybe now, just because Laura is heavier, they had to cut back on that. I don't know. But I feel like they still could put in there because actually Ray is pretty light for his size. They nearly, I don't know, Laura seems heavier than Ray, which is just strange to think about, but it feels that way. So yeah, anyways, getting on here with Ray. I love the expression. Looks pretty reminiscent of one of his expressions in the movie. He's got this big grill right here, which looks like a mustache. A little bit of a smile there. He's got igniter liquid adrenaline and white on his hood. I like the rims as well. They're thick tires. It's nice though. There's the base. Now my favorite part about him is this like S logo here. So instead of just plopping it on there like they did right here, they actually blended it in, made a little two-tone black and gray, and took this tip of the S all the way to the back. It looks great, looks beautiful. You also got a little taillight up here, which you actually don't see really ever on cars pickup trucks. I don't think there's ever really been one like that, so that's nice to see. You got a nice deep bed in there. Looking good. There's the hitch. And his license plate is SO6-12T. So the question is, whose initials are ST and whose birthday is June 12th? I have no idea. I'm going to have to look that up. All these license plates on Cars 3 vehicles are very similar to this. I never know whose birthday or initials that are. It is. I don't know how to speak. I'm getting tired, guys. So yeah, that is Ray. He's sick. I have to say, he's really nice. Even though he's kind of light for being in a 2-pack with just the pitty. But anyway, to compare him to a couple other pickup truck models, we got Brian Fee, who's an absolute monster. So this opens up the door to a lot of customs in the future. You know, obviously people can make next-gen crew chiefs. They can make next-gen pities, which is definitely the easier and probably better way to go, just because I don't think there's many crew chiefs model who are also this pickup truck. Speaking of crew chiefs, we got Chief Chick here. See, these guys are basically counterparts. Cars 1, Cars 3. Ray's a little bit thinner. All right, moving right along to Hank Halsum here, who's the same model as Chick, but it's sometimes a little bit better to look at without all the decals and headset and all that stuff. So yeah, I like that they kept the tires thick instead of sticking them with some thin ones. Here we have JW, who's also the same model as Ben Dordan, the bumper safe crew chief. Yeah, he's not really similar at all, but I just wanted to show all the Piston Cup, or pickup models, rather, that I could. And last but not least is Chris Revstopski, the updated model with the filled-in bed and the thinner model. So it looks like Ray is a unique casting so far. Probably won't last for too long, and same thing with Laura. Just based on the pure nature of these characters. Nothing against them. But yeah, also want to compare Laura to a couple more pities here. We got Nick Pittire from the World Grand Prix. I mean, they're nothing similar to Laura, but it just gives you a good idea of what she's like. You got Guido there. Sweet Tea. Sweet Tea's like the last new pity they've released, I think. I haven't been doing too many pities lately. And then just for laughs and giggles, we got the other Nitroid pities. We're different shapes and stuff, but still. Yeah, I'd say that Nitroid pity right here is the most similar. It's basically color and then the pose. The only two similarities though. But yeah, that is all for Team Igniter here, featuring Laura Spinwell and Ray Reverham. Who knows, maybe we'll get another Igniter pity in the future, or maybe a whole bunch more by the time 2025 rolls around. But I would rather just have one pity, one crew chief from every team. I'd be happy with that. I don't need multiples. Like what they did with, you know, a lot of the Cars 1 things. Like they released a lot of pities for like Leakless, Chick Hicks the King, you know, etc. But then they didn't release anything for a bunch of others. So I'd rather just have one of each. Yeah, I think that's just better for variety. But yeah, I got a toolbox for Igniter through the Advent Calendar for mini racers. So I'll be able to use that with Laura. Also got this pit stop barrier. So that'll look nice. Got Jackson himself. And of course, can't forget Gail Baufford, the hauler. So we got a nice next-gen team right now. I actually really do like this. I didn't think it would actually come this quickly, but we already got one under the belt. Hopefully now we can move on to some more interesting sponsors like Mood Springs or Intersection, or maybe even like Carbon Cyber. I don't know, that'd be really cool. But thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the unboxing of Ray and Laura. Definitely what we'll remember 2020 by is these two cars. At least for me personally, they're the best off the poster. The poster main line, these are the best from it. So thanks again, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye now.